Hello everybody, this is Tamar Rothenberg from Miami. So this week the parasha is PARASHA Behar. So PARASHA Behar, what is it about? PARASHA Behar talks about the Jubilee year, that is every 50 years, every 7 Shmitas, also the Shemitah, which is whenever we waited 7 years to rest in the land. So what does this mean, and what does it mean to us nowadays? Because every 7 years we're supposed to rest in the land, but we do all this stuff. We're supposed to do all these laws in Israel, not in the diaspora. But I want to dig deep down into the laws, and also like what can be we related. How can we understand it nowadays, and what does it mean, and what it appears now. So last week we talked about the holidays, Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, and how they relate to each other, and also so this the creation, the creation of the land, and the fact that we have to let it rest. It means that everything has to go through a cycle, and everything in the world has a balance also. And Hashem wanted to put these laws in order for us to remember that even though we have a piece of land, and He gave us this piece of land in Israel, in Eretz Israel, it's not completely ours. So in all the systems, and this is around the world, that you have socialism and capitalism. None of all this system really works unless you, capitalism also didn't work unless you really think about the other a person. You think about the other person in terms of how to collaborate with each other. So that's why Hashem made these laws to make it happen, to make us rotate a little bit and try to make it fair for everybody. And also it mentioned that the word Kadoshim, and in 2 parashas ago we talk about being Kadosh, and being Kadoshim is about making space for the other person, and how Hashem make a space, time and space for us, and the place that He makes for us, that is the earth, and the time and space, because without it we cannot live. And how can we need to also make space for Hashem, time and space for Hashem, and time and space for others as well. So how can we do that for others as well? And the fact that we have all these laws, they make us remember, even though we don't apply them outside of Israel, it made us remember that we don't own anything, that we are here temporarily, and everything that we own it to our Creator. And we need to collaborate with one another. We need to help people. We need to do Tikkun Olam all the time, and we need to do Hesed, and we need to give others the less fortunate, and that's how we can have a balance, because He created these laws to rest at the land, and not only to rest at the land, and to assure that by resting the land, it's going to produce us the same thing. Don't be scared. If we rest the land for a year, it's going to produce us the same amount of, because everything comes from Hashem that we need to trust. And also, if we let the land go and let the slaves for the free, and let the land get back to their original owner, and rotate like that, even though you because you think that land is yours and you own it because you work on it, and you work and you make it work. By letting it go, you are recognizing that you're not completely the owner, that you need to do that, because you're recognizing that the part of the owner is Hashem, and you're doing that for a reason. You're doing that to have a balance in the land and in the world, and you're doing that also to have a balance with others, so everybody can have like their fair peace, and also the chance. And that's why these laws are created. And I think that's it's a very deep understanding on how the world needs to work around, and how we need to see ourselves that we are outside of that situation. How we need to see sometimes ourselves that we live outside of Israel. That sometimes we get too attached to material things, and then sometimes when we get too attached, how can we get detached and recognizing that everything comes from our Creator, and recognizing that everything is temporarily, and we can, everything we is a cycle, and everything needs to be in balance as well. So that everything will turn around. That's why every 50 years you have to, let things go. So everything has to balance as well around. And just knowing that and recognizing that you get a little bit more peace with yourself, like all this anxiety in the world, with the new things, with all this materialism and all this technology and all this social media and all this get us stressed, and then get the people very, very sick, new illnesses and stuff like that, and they don't realize that everything comes from the source, and everything comes from Hashem, and the Hashem wants us to help each other so we can have that balance. That doesn't mean that we don't have to work hard, and we don't have to, dedicate to the land or to the hard work and stuff like that. We do, but always thinking about the other person, always thinking about how to help others and how to work with a purpose in mind, and always doing good and with values. And with this beautiful message, I just want to wish you Shabbat Shalom. I'll see you next week.